You're looking at this U-type. Okay. If I turn on failover, okay, and I look at U-type, I get a little bit more details. Okay. You're going to be looking at what the current U-type is, that whether this is the active radio or the standby or what it is. You can tell if it can detect the other unit here, so if there's a cable or if it's detected, if they're synced, all that stuff. Okay. You do need to go to the CLI for that. So U-type, for those of you that are doing 1+1, if you wanted to do a manual switchover, you would do U-type switch. In my case, it's going to tell me I can't do it because I don't actually have a unit to switch to. It tells me the guard time hasn't expired yet because there's a guard time between when the units are synced. Because I don't have a unit to sync, the guard time can't expire. That's why I get that error. It says U-type. You want to see how long the radio has been on, you can look at uptime. Okay. This is the current time. And then it tells you up 1 hour, 36 minutes.
And since there's no time server in there, are you manually putting the time in there?
You can manually put the time in there with the date command, but it doesn't buy you anything to do it, so I wouldn't waste your time doing it. If I was you.
So there's no time server. There has to be a clock in there then.
Yeah, you can set the date.
Right. But when you power cycle it, does that wipe out?
No, it'll keep it for some time. It'll keep it for a while. Yeah, so you can set the date like that.
And will that display any certain logs?
Only if you type the date command.
So it doesn't.
But I highly doubt you'd log into your radio to look at what time it is.
Right.
Like I said, I wouldn't waste your time doing it.
So there's no purpose in having the date in there then. It doesn't cross-reference on anything.
Complete that process for you, and I would really rely on the CLI if you're going to do 1+1 off standby. First of all, remember this picture is backwards. Those handles need to be on the top. Okay. My suggestion: if you do 1+1 on standby, install everything. Leave the standby link off. Forget it's there. Get it active when it's up and working. You get it aligned. Everything's programmed the way you want to. All that stuff. Once that is done, turn on failover in the active link. Okay, failover 1 or 2 is the options of the CLI. You can turn it on from the web interface. Wait 60 seconds. Okay, now will be a time you can turn on the standbys or whatever, but you need to wait 60 seconds. Run the U-type command from the CLI and make sure that it says U-type equals active, not no U-type. Okay. When you first enable failover or whenever you boot up the radio, it's going to go through an election process to determine who should be the active and who should be the standby. Okay. In this case, you've already chosen you want this to be the active radio. So wait until it says active. Once it says active, now on the standby radio, you can go ahead and turn on failover. Okay. The standby radio, or the new radio that you just turned on, will do the same election process, but it's going to see the active radio that says active. And the active radio will push its entire configuration that's saved to the standby radio for you. So you don't have to do anything on standby other than turn on failover and set your IP address. Okay.
Question.
Yes.
In regards to the positioning of the ODUs, in terms of handles up, to the side, different product lines are different, is that really well documented? Because I'm not going to remember anything specific to any one particular product.
Yeah. Right here on the remote mount, picture. Right here on the ortho mode, horizontal, arrow that way. This side, vertical, arrow up or down. This guy, right here.